Hey guys, in this video we're going to be doing another aerial video editing session, so let's get into it. So far what I've done is I created a new library and a new project. It's just a 1080p 24 frames per second project, and I dropped the 3 aerial video clips on here. Now it's all just one continuous clip. I have 10 minutes of footage, and so anyways, on the DJI drones it just cuts it into multiple clips, but if you look at them playing back, as you go from one clip to the next, it's all basically one continuous clip, because that's the way I like to shoot my aerial videos. I like to hit record once so that I don't do a lot of shots and forget to hit record, which has happened to me several times. So that's just what works best for me. All right, so first things first, what we're gonna do is just go through the timeline and cut out all the usable clips. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's see, let me zoom in. And we're just gonna scrub through the timeline. Just looking for usability. All right, positioning myself there. All right, so we have a vertical shot. So hold down B, that's gonna cut it. Click and then it cuts it. So I've got a vertical shot and it looks like it stops right here. We'll cut it there. Then the next one. All right, we have a shot coming over. All right, so it's clean there. Let me hit A, go back to the select tool, get rid of that one. All right, so let's go through here. All right, when does it stop? All right, right here it's pretty good. Let's hold down B, click and cut. Now we'll see when the next. All right, so it looks like we did a 360 shot, or probably a 180, because there's only mountain views on one side of it. So we'll see when we start. Looks like we started right about there. So cut that and get rid of the previous clip. And then when does it not get interesting, or when we stop? Probably right about there. So let's trim that. And now let's look for the next usable clip. It looks like I was just sitting in the air for a second. Let me zoom out. I feel like my timeline's a little too slow for my liking. So you can just hit Command minus and it'll zoom out. If you need it to zoom in more for more precise edits, Command plus. All right, so we're readjusting the drone. None of this seems usable. All right, that's a potential usable clip. So let me hold down B, click, let go and select this, get rid of it. And where does it stop? All right, so we kind of stop of usability right here. It's a pretty short clip, so we may or may not use that one. We'll keep it. You can see we're hiding under a tree and not moving, so we're not distracting in the clip. All right, so we're starting to move here. Hold down B, click, and then get rid of the previous excess clip. And then where does this one end? This is a nice shot right here. All right, that's good. All right, now this one, I don't know about this one. I kind of missed my mark when I'm going real close. I wasn't right above the home, so we'll see. We'll probably just use it from a wide angle perspective. All right, so there it is. So I'll probably stop it right about here, because as I get closer to the houses, I'm clearly not over the right house. And I had to reorient myself here. All right, so let's see. So, all right, we're doing a top-down shot. So let me cut it right there. Get rid of that. And we'll see when is this. All right, we rotate, so let's wait till the top of that. Cut it, we rotate, and now we're adjusting. Is this usable? I guess this is usable right here. Just kind of a zoom down shot. Cut it right there. Get rid of the clip. All right, right there is when it starts to not be a smooth shot. I was readjusting myself, and now different shot. I'm over the pool. Cut it right here, get rid of the previous. Now we're coming down zooming in the pool. I don't see myself zooming in that much on the backyard. So this is not usable right there. All right, so let's wait to cut it to where we see. All right, here's another 360. All right, let me just cut this. All right, so we have a 360 at the beginning. Did I do another one? Or is this the same one? No, it's a different one. So we have a couple options in regards to a 360 shot. I don't anticipate using both of them. They all seem pretty similar. All right, so I probably stop right about here from interesting. So we'll clip it right there. Keep scrubbing through. All right, now I'm readjusting my drone. Anything usable here? No, very choppy. All right, so I'm doing like a horizontal shot right here. So it's not a bad shot. I'll keep it as an option. I know I wasn't able to get as much footage as I wanted to because the property manager showed up towards the end of this one. I did want to get a couple additional shots, but you know, what I wanted to do was to change it from the wide to a zoom shot to be able to get a shot where the mountains look closer to the house. But we can kind of achieve that here because we can do a digital zoom with our footage since we shot in 4K and our project's in 1080p, and it's not gonna have a negative impact on the quality. All right, so let's see what we got here. All right, this is a good shot right here. And I think that's the white car. That's the property manager showing up last minute here. All right, this second option is much better. All right, so let's just start here and get rid of this. Boom. I probably panned up too much with the drone. As you can see right here, I'm looking at about 50% sky rate. I usually like to have maybe a third sky max. That just, you know, it's just looking at too much sky. You're better off pointing it down a little bit to get a better, you know, just a better view overall. All right, I think that was it for it. So we're just bringing the drone back. So, all right, so once we're done, we clipped all these. Total potential clips, obviously without blade speeding and speeding them up, we're looking at 2 minutes and 25 seconds. So, I mean, at the end of the day, once we're done editing these, I think we're probably going to have a video that's somewhere around, you know, 45 seconds to a minute. We probably won't even use all of these clips. We'll just kind of go through and assemble, you know, so once we've clipped all the usable clips, what I like to do is just duplicate the project, and then I'll work here so that if I eliminate a clip here, I can always go back to the original project and copy and paste back if I needed another clip for some reason. Last thing I want to do is to get so deep into an edit and wish I could, oh man, where was that clip that I did? I want to go back. You know, then you're digging around and you're taking a lot of time editing. So I just found that that's a pretty easy process to, you know, to be able to go back and see the footage that you got. All right, so here I'm just gonna preview real quick the footage. Obviously those two clips definitely wouldn't be next to each other. I wanna focus more on the story, right, and the flow of the clips here. So we got this one, that one. This one that's really short, I don't know about this one. This one's like really fast. This one right here is much smoother. They're very similar, so I'm gonna get rid of that short one. I think I could use this one. That one looked like it turned out pretty good. And then we have this one coming in above. We'll probably start out higher and then go down to the pool. A 360, a slide over shot, and then zoom out. Actually, yeah. So hold on. This one's okay. This one I was zoomed in way too much. That one's definitely not usable. This I was like, man, we got two 360s. No, I was trying to get another shot. So this is the 360 shot that we actually got. that's usable. All right, so we start at the front of the house. Then we see the mountain views. See the mountain views. So from here, we could go to that 360 shot of the, wherever it is, here it is. So we can go from, you know, we're moving above the house to now we're seeing the area. We're not gonna go to this shot next. We kind of want the story of this video to kind of flow into each other. We want the clips to kind of make sense. You don't want to just throw in a random clip and not have it connect to the previous one. Ideally, it's not always possible, but let's see what we do here. All right, so we have this lower level shot. Hold on, I have multiple clips here. Is this one that I just didn't get rid of? What I think I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get rid of this one right here. So we got the higher up shot of the whole property. You know what, I like this one because right here you can see too much of the neighbors. So even though the orientation is different, I can just use like a spin or some type of transition to go from higher to lower. But I would want to reverse this clip, I believe, because as we're making our way down, we don't want to be zooming out and now all of a sudden we're zooming down. So let's go ahead and reverse the clip here. All right, so let's take a look at the story here. All right, we're at the front. Now we're zooming up over the property. Now we're seeing the views of the property. This one doesn't seem to make a lot of sense right there. Try to think if there's a better, I mean, we could use that one. We could use this one if we wanted to. That might be like too much area shots. Let's see, so we got the property coming up, 360. Now we're making our way back this way. What we could do is maybe reverse this shot where we're coming in. No. Actually, I like this shot right here. So I do like this shot because look, we can come over here, we got the panning, and now obviously we're looking at it. Now we're coming in back towards the house. And then we could transition to these top-down views where we're, you know, looking at the house. So we go from the house to the views, from the views back to the house. Now we're going to be descending on the house, descending on the pool, which obviously this one goes too far down. We want that one to be like a higher up shot, and now we're making our way lower down towards the pool. We'll fine-tune those a little bit. This one doesn't really make a lot of sense right there. So I think from the pool perspective, we could use this one at that time right here. Because we're at the pool, and now we see the pool, and now we're transitioning out. But I feel like that's a good ending. That's a good potential ending. We could either do that. We have options here. Or we could use this one. This one would be a good option right here after the pool because we're seeing the pool, and now we're zooming out, and that could be good ending. Both of these shots are very similar in like the value that they bring to the video. This one, we could reverse this clip and potentially use it somewhere. Or, you know, we could even start here. But I kind of like the flow that we have going on right now where we start at the property, you just scroll up, you can see property, and then, because this one right here, we start at the views and then we come down. We come down on the house. Boom. Which would be, it's kind of cool too. Yeah, I'm just going to make a judgment call. I'm going to use this one. I don't see how I could use both of these clips. They're both too similar. All right, so we got top to top going up. Then we're looking at the views of the neighborhood. Now we're kind of coming from the views towards the house, down, looking. From here, we're zooming out. Man, I really like this one much better. I'm going to get rid of this one. I feel like this one is sweet. I like the movement, you know? You see the pool. Now you get more of a feeling for the neighborhood. I almost feel like we could end on this one right here. I'm gonna get rid of this one. Obviously, if I need to go back and grab those clips, if I decide, you know, I need something else, I can go back to aerial video project and be able to get them back. All right, so let's go ahead and zoom in. And now, what do we have? We haven't even, because it might be too short, but I feel like we have a good flow where it'd be an engaging video. And I'm not, like if it's a 40-second video, I'm not mad at it. We actually still haven't done the intro segment and the outro, so it still will likely be around a minute, even after the blade speeds, but here we go. Let's try to make these more interesting. So right there is probably a good intro clip. And then right here we see the views. So we blade speeded these, and now we're gonna custom, we're at 400%. Let's make that 1200, make it faster. So the blade speed, obviously with this marker, wherever this marker is and you hit Shift B, that's where it's gonna start the blade speed. Then you could select your ending point, you hit Shift B, and then you can just move it around like I have. I don't think I've been explaining that as I've been making the timeline adjustments. Yeah, that's pretty smooth. All right, but it's like too long, so let me trim it. It's all right. All right, so we're just being exposed to the house. That's a good, probably pretty good. I mean, we could even go a little bit faster, honestly. I thought 1200 was pretty fast. Let's zoom in. Maybe we do 15 or 1600. Let's see how that looks. I'll probably start this turn right here. This seems to be probably the, no, let me see. You see how kind of rough it is? We'll need some type of transition from that shot to the next. All right, so from this one, yeah, I think I'll start at the better view of the mountains. And then we'll Shift B. And now let me zoom out, holding Command minus, and then I'm gonna come over here to where I feel like it's, so right here is like the other money view shot in this neighborhood. So I'm gonna give it a little bit time. I'm gonna hit Shift B, and then I'm gonna take this little marker here and drag it. And let's click custom. We'll do this one at 1200. Just to see if we can get some consistency. I guess the first one we're at 1600. Let's see how it looks. It really just depends on how long the clip is. I guess this one could also be faster. Let's just do 1600. All right, so we got this. All right, start at the property, get a little intro, zoom up. Now we're looking at it. Actually, the transition that time where I started didn't seem too rough. All right, right there was probably where I kind of fell off interest-wise with the shot. So I'm gonna cut it there. Now we can do some interesting things with this one. This is a shot where we're just coming in where I think we could use keyframing with scale and position to make it a little bit more interesting. So what we could do is we could start wide and scale in, or we can start in and zoom out. I think we focus on the mountains and then kind of zoom out. So I'm gonna go to the first. You can tell by this little marker on the footage that you're at the first frame of this clip. And what I'm gonna do is click these little diamonds here on scale all and position. So that starts the keyframe. So what I'm gonna do here is now zoom in. We'll try 125, and then we'll adjust the X and Y axes to what we want to focus on right there. Boom. All right, so that seems like a pretty good view as we start. And now as we get over here towards the property, probably at this point in the clip, we want to be back at 100%. How long is this clip? So 13, So it's about 11 seconds. I don't think we're going to use all that. Let me trim it back right here. Trim it back. And now, let's see. Here, let me go to the very end. All right, so that's the next clip. And then go back one. And you can see that's the last frame because you got that little marker there. And now what I'm going to do is we'll do a keyframe again. And we'll reset all this back to 0. The position, X and Y position to 0, and we'll do the scale all back to 100%. So now we're back fully scaled out in this clip. Now let's see what it looks like here. All right, so yeah, not the biggest fan. Not the biggest fan of the adjustments that we made right there. Let me see, what's so bad about it? It just, is it too drastic, or there's not enough going on? Let me just reset. Let me just reset the speed here. Actually, we didn't. But what we can do here is we can show the video animations, and if you go in here, you can see these keyframe markers right here. Let me hit delete. So now the clip should be back to normal here. So I think let me watch it before we start scaling. It feels like we were like fading. Yeah, honestly, so we're kind of coming in. Maybe we zoom in a little bit towards the house on this clip. I think that might be it, give us a better result. I feel like the clip needs something, and I think that's what we do. So we just hit keyframes here, scale and position, just in case we want to adjust the X and Y axis. And then we'll go back to the last frame here, and then we'll just scale in a little, just a little bit, and then we'll adjust the X and Y axis to focus more on the house. That might give us a better result. You see how now we're focused on the house. Now it's such a short clip, a 40% move in it might be a little bit too drastic. We'll see. Actually doesn't look too bad. I wish I would have been a little bit smoother. I feel like hold on a second. Let's go back to this keyframe right here. I feel like I'm moving too far on the X axis. You see how I went over? So right at 0 is where with no movement. I feel like you could almost feel like a pull towards that direction. So let me. All right, yeah, so this seems better to me right here. All right, we're getting to the house, top down. That's way too long of a clip, but I like the top. All right, that's probably about as good as as long as we want on that. Now we're transitioning here. That's good right there. We'll figure out transition later. All right, so here. Boom. Coming in on the property, down, down. Now we see, oh my gosh, we're super short. So yeah, this might be the case. You see, here, I guess I'll make a good, so during this whole thing, so I do Shift B, create a keyframe, and then we're just come out here, shorten, speed this up. I don't think, this is such a long clip. I think if we go too much, it might look odd, but we'll see. That right there actually doesn't look too bad. All right, we're right at 30 seconds. So I'm just trying to look, just watch it, and then I may potentially pick a clip from the other project just to kind of make this a little bit longer, if I feel like it needs a little bit of something. But I feel like from an aerial video perspective, this video essentially shows us everything that we need. So I feel like let me see what other clips that we have. This aerial video, I'm not gonna force it to be longer. So we have that. So this is one that we could add. We could add these, basically those last two. These other ones, we pretty much used all these other ones. Or we could use this one as well and maybe reverse it. Here, let me hold down Command. Hold on, where were these other ones? I think it was these last two, and then this one. Hit Command Copy. I'm gonna go to the end here. Hit Command V. Let's get rid of this space. All right, so I'll get rid of this space as well. So if we were gonna use this shot right here, I would reverse it. And that thing is super slow. All right, let's reverse the clip. All right, so we're gonna start from the back, maybe zoom down. B right there, Shift B for this blade speed, and then we're here, Shift B, bring it down. Let's zoom in. So that's at 590. Let's move this one to 1200. Let's see if. Now I'm not gonna force these clips in there. If I can make them make sense here. I feel like the front end of this clip took too long to get to the blade speed, and then I probably just like a little bit longer on the front of the property. You guys are probably like, relax on those blade speeds, man. But hey, I like blade speeds. Last thing you want is a boring aerial video. But you don't want it overly done. Yeah, that would be a good blade speed one as well. Or we could do like a zoom effect. This one might be a cool zoom effect. Let's try it. Let's do keyframes on position and scale. We'll scale in, focus more on the property. Whoops, not so much but just the y-axis. And then we'll come all the way back here. So by the time we get out here, hold on, what does it look like just staying zoomed in? Minus the property manager getting out of their car. And so that's with no adjustment. So let's go. What if we reset it back to normal, say 0, so that it ends on a wider shot. It's kind of a shorter clip. It's going to be moving a lot. We'll see. Here we go. Actually, all right. At one point, it starts off really good, but I think without much movement, right about there, that thing is too much. It's almost like you could end. No. not a huge fan of this. But I do kind of like this shot, you know? Now we're at 40 seconds. But does it make sense? All right, so we're zooming out. And now we're, yeah, because we're out in the neighborhood. And then we get another angle, and that's it. I think this would work. This works. All right, so let's watch it again without music. So front, coming up, get a nice view of the area. Now we're kind of coming more towards the property, focused on it, coming down further towards the, I think I would like a little bit of a lower shot on the pool, because it felt like it, I want these to be like noticeably at different levels. All right, that's much better. And then that's even one that you could zoom in a little bit and then make it wider. I don't want to overdo that. You've seen me do that a couple of times already. But yeah, I like how this one turned out. Focused on the house. Needs a little bit more. Little bit more. Boom. All right. So now from here, titles, property videos. Let me drop the intro on here. And obviously, you would be dropping here. Select, you go down to the T and drop or upload the image that you want here. Usually that is the agent's logo or brokerage logo. And then in the back end, same thing, brokerage logo. For details or to schedule a showing call, and we just go in here and change the name, email address. It's very straightforward. And then from a generator standpoint, that's our Lister Pros outro. Let's stack it up right here. All right, that's good. And all right, there's a couple things that we'll add. All right, so this is good here. Now we'll just add a couple transitions. Like between these two shots, I think we could add a transition. So let's go to transitions here. And what would be a classy one? Because we're going from like one angle of a shot to like a 1080 or a 180 move. Probably something subtle, maybe a parallax slide. Let's see how it looks. That actually doesn't look bad. Maybe slightly longer. Let's try it. Yeah, that looks good. Now, were there any other rough? I only like to use transitions mostly to cover up kind of rough spots, transitions between clips. This one right here could maybe use one. All right, what I'm going to do is just use a basic cross dissolve there. See how that looks. Yeah, I think that looks all right. Maybe even between these two clips could use something. I don't know what though, because they're kind of moving in different directions. Let me try one of these block vertical things. No, I'm not a huge fan of that one. A zoom wouldn't really make sense because we're using, oh, let me stop it here. No zoom. Just feel like it could use something. It doesn't necessarily need it. Let's see, flip. All right, this flip might work. Here, let's see what it looks like. Yeah, it's not bad. All right. All right, nice little cross dissolve there. Transition, just looking. All right, that actually looks good to me. I'm happy with it. Yeah, not overly edited. Let me see. I think that one shot, so we got that shot. It really makes me want to do some keyframes on this one. I just want to try it out. So let's scale in just a little bit and adjust the Y, the X and Y. And then we'll go to the last frame of the clip, and then we'll reset these to 0. I just want to see if it adds a little bit to this clip. And our total video time is 55 seconds, so we're right around a minute. I think that's a good length for it. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I do like it. It definitely adds, you know, more focus on the property. Then we come out wide and we get wider. Yeah, I think that turned out nice. I mean, this one, we could do another flip if we want to be. Yeah, I feel like it could use something. I don't want to use that same transition. What is this? Swipe horizontal? Let's try. We got several different kinds of transitions. Usually, you know, you want to kind of keep them pretty similar. I don't think they're anything too crazy. We got a cross dissolve. We got that flip. This one's that vertical slide. And then the last one is just that horizontal. What is that? Swipe horizontal. Then we go to the outro. All right, so I feel pretty good about the video, just watching it as we watch it. You know, I feel pretty good about it. I guess what we can do right now is adjust the colors a little bit, and usually just subtle color adjustments. So we'll go to this triangle right here. I'll just see if the trusty just boost in midtones slightly adds a little bit, which I think it does. So let's Command C and then select the rest of these clips, Shift Command V, and then we're pasting color wheel presets. So then I'll just skim through this. Does that? Yeah, I think it. You just want to make sure it didn't run any clips. I think that it all looks good, pretty consistent. And this outro could be a little longer still. Let me just see here. Ooh, getting the last impression of the property. Got the mountains. Could even slow it down towards the end there. Is it still doing keyframes? Let me take a look. Yeah, it's still moving throughout that. All right, I think that's not bad. All right, so I like the video. Now it's just a matter of picking out some music. You could add some swooshes and some different, you could like subtle helicopter noises or types of sound effects, but we're just gonna add music today. Let's see, we can find one that kind of matches this. These are 2010s pop. I mean, this property's in North Scottsdale. This one actually might go with this property. Let's watch it. Let me turn it up so you guys can hear. Yeah, I think I do like the track now that I'm listening to it. Yeah, I do think it would have been a little bit short if I had not added those few clips, or the 2 clips I did add. Alright, cut, hold down B, cut that music, cut this off, and now we grab this little dial button and bring it back to fade out the music. Yeah, I like it. I think it turned out good. How long was that edit? 40 minutes, so not bad. You can spend a little bit more time adding sound effects, different things, whooshes, but overall I do like this video, so I think it turned out pretty good. Alright guys, well that's going to do it for this editing session of this aerial video. If you guys have any additional questions, feel free to reach out. We'll see you guys on the next one.